Hello students, today we are going to see applications of matrices and determinants revision part 1.
Applications of matrices and determinants. In this you have applications of all the concepts of matrices and determinants. So that is we are going to use this concepts matrices and determinants and solve linear equations. Okay, that is what we are doing in this chapter. How to solve linear equation is the main thing. How to solve linear equations using matrices and determinants. So solving linear equations, we are going to use 4 methods. The first one is matrix inversion method. So just make sure that you know to solve using matrix inversion method. First is matrix inversion method. Second one is the Cramer's rule. You're going to use Cramer's rule and solve linear equations. Third is the Gaussian elimination method. The fourth one is the rank method. So these are the 4 methods used in this chapter. Now, before knowing these methods, you should know the basic concept. The first one is you should know to find the determinant of a matrix. How to find the determinant of a 2 by 2 and 3 by 3 matrix, that you should know. 2 by 2 and 3 by 3. Then second concept that you should know is the adjoint of a matrix. How to find the adjoint for a 2 by 2 and 3 by 3. Then third is inverse of a matrix. The next one is elementary row and column transformations. So make sure that you're doing at least one sum from these concepts. Then fifth one is row echelon, or how to bring a matrix in the row echelon form. Then how to find the rank of a matrix, consistency of the system of equations. So in this we will do both, that is homogeneous equations and non-homogeneous equation. Homogeneous, you should know what is a homogeneous equation. Then non-homogeneous. In homogeneous equation, you should know what is called trivial and what is called non-trivial. In non-homogeneous equations, you have unique solution, infinitely many solution, and last one is no solution. And all these we are using, all these homogeneous, you are using that concept, the Rouch-Capelli theorem. You should also know the Rouch-Capelli theorems are the main things in this chapter. So you should know all these 4 methods: matrix inversion, Cramer's rule, Gaussian and rank method. These are the 4 methods. 5 marks will come from these. And then you should know this basic concept: determinants, inverse, elementary row transformation, row echelon form. So note it down and then do one sum from this. Now, if you know to find the determinant of a matrix, if you know this concept, determinant concept, you can do Cramer's rule problems. If you know the determinant, that is exercise 1.4 is the Cramer's rule. Determinant method means the determinant method is the Cramer's rule. This is how you should revise. So first do problems from the Cramer's rule. So what is the Cramer's rule? Step 1 is you have to find delta. So if delta is not equal to 0, okay, you take the coefficient matrix, its determinant is delta. And if it is not equal to 0, then the matrix is a non-singular matrix. So the Cramer's rule you can apply only if it is a non-singular matrix. So when will you say a matrix is non-singular? When delta is not equal to 0. So once delta is not equal to 0, we can apply the Cramer's rule. Okay, the Cramer's rule is x is equal to delta x by delta. Y is equal to delta y by delta, and z is equal to delta z by delta. This is the Cramer's rule. Solved by Cramer's rule. So instead of x and y, it is given as x1, x2. So first, what we should find in Cramer's rule, we have to find delta. What is delta? The coefficients. So x1 minus x2. What are the coefficients here? What is the coefficient of x1? 1. Coefficient of x2? Minus 1. x3 not there, so 0. So instead of x and y, it is given as x1, x2. Now second row, 2, 3, 4. Third row, 0, no x1, 1, 2. This is how you find deltas. Now we have to find the determinant of this. 1 into, cut this row, cut this column. You're going to multiply by the cofactor of 1. That means cut this row and this column. So it is 6 minus 4. And for this element, because the position is A, 1, 2, odd place, you have to put a minus sign. Then you have to multiply. So this will become plus 1. Minus of minus 1. This place has a minus sign. So plus 1, cut this row and cut this column. Row and column. So 2 into 2, 4. Plus 0, you can just leave that. So 6 minus 4, 2 plus 4, 6. And it is not equal to 0, you should write. That's very important. If it is equal to 0, you cannot use the Cramer's rule. It is not equal to 0, so Cramer's rule can be applied. You have to find delta x instead, because now everything is in terms of x. x1, x2. Don't write delta x. You can write delta 1. If it is x, y, z, you can write delta x, delta y, delta z. What is delta 1? The first column should be replaced by the constants. The first column, this is the first column. This should be replaced by 3, 17 and 7. The other columns as it is. So it is minus 1, 3, 1 and 0, 4 and 2. Again find the value of this determinant. 3 into 6 minus 4. Again it is minus, again become plus. 1 into 34 minus 28. So that is equal to 3. 6 minus 4 is 2 plus 6. So that is 12. What will be delta 2? Delta 2 will be first column as it is. From delta, look at this delta. First column as it is. Second column you have to replace. So first column is 1, 2, 0. Second column will become 3, 17 and 7. Third column 0, 4 and 2. So that is nothing but 1 into 34 minus 28 minus 3. 3 minus 3 into 4. So that is equal to 6 minus 12. That is minus 6. Then we have to find delta 3. Delta 3 is in delta. The third column you have to replace. The third column of delta should be replaced by the constants. So the first column as it is 1, 2, 0. Second column also as it is 1, minus 1, minus 1, 3 and 1. Third column is now 3, 17 and 7. So that is equal to 1 into 21 minus 17 plus 1 into 14 plus 3 into, cut this row and cut this column, 2. So that is equal to, so 21 minus 17, 4 plus 14 plus 6, 24. So now we use the Cramer's rule. The Cramer's rule is delta x1. x1 is delta 1 by delta. So what is delta 1? We got delta 1 as 12. So 12 by 6 is equal to 2. x2 is delta 2 by delta, that is equal to minus 6 by 6, that is minus 1. And x3 is delta 3 by delta, that is 24 by 6, that is equal to 4. Solution. So x1 is 2, x2 is minus 1, and x3 is 4. So determinants, if you know, you can do this exercise 1.4 and all the example sums. If you know to find the adjoint, if you know to find the inverse, then you can do exercise 1.3. 1.4 is Cramer's rule. Exercise 1.3 is matrix inversion method. How do you find the adjoint of a 2 by 2 matrix?
Interchange the elements of the main diagonal and change the signs of the other elements. The main diagonal elements are 1 and minus 2. Interchange them. Then change the sign of 2 and 3. So the adjoint of A is minus 2, minus 2, minus 3 and 1. Now let us see how to find the adjoint of a 3 by 3 matrix. We are going to use a shortcut method. So take the second row, the middle element, that is minus 2, then write 1, 1, minus 2. Now go to the third row, middle element, minus 1, then write minus 2, 3, minus 1. Then go to the first row, middle element, 3, 3, 2, 3. Then repeat the second row elements.
Middle row, minus 2, 1, 1, minus 2. Second row, this is the third row, minus 1, minus 2, 3, minus 1. Then go to the first row, 3, middle number, 3, 3, 2, 3. Then repeat this, minus 2, 1, 1, minus 2. So what is the cofactor matrix? Plus 4 and plus 1. So plus 4 and plus 1 will give you 5. Then 3 plus 2, again 5. Minus 1 plus 6, 5. Then this one, minus 3 plus 6, minus 4, minus 9. That is minus 13. 9 plus 2, that is 11. Then 3 plus 6, 9. 3 minus 2, 1. Minus 4 minus 3, minus 7. The adjoint is, what is the adjoint? Take the transpose of this. So it will become 5, first row will become first column, and second row 3, minus 13, 11, 9, 1, minus 7. This is how you find the adjoint. So if you know to find the adjoint and the determinant, you can find inverse. What is the formula to find the inverse? 1 by determinant of A into adjoint of A. You know to find the determinant, you know to find the adjoint, you can find the inverse. So you can do exercise 1.3. 1.3 is solve using matrix inversion method. This is the second method you are learning. First method is Cramer's rule. So how do you do now? We are going to use the matrix inversion method. You have to write this in the matrix form. Okay, you have to write this as AX is equal to B matrix, where the matrix A is the coefficients 5, 2, 3, 2. Matrix X is equal to X and Y. And matrix B is the constants 3, 5. Okay, so that is your matrix. Now you have to find X. The question is find X matrix. So X is equal to A inverse into B. X matrix is A inverse into B. So you know the formula to find A inverse. A inverse is equal to 1 by determinant of A into adjoint of A. So determinant of A we have to find. Determinant of A is 5, 2, 3, 2. So it is equal to 10 minus 6. 4 not equal to 0. So A inverse exists. You have to write this. This statement is very important. Determinant of A, if it is equal to 0, A inverse you cannot find, so you cannot solve. You can just stop here. A inverse doesn't exist, but here it is 4. So A inverse exists. So 1 by 4, adjoint of A is, interchange these two. So it will become 2, 5. Change the sign of these two. So minus 2, minus 3. To change these two, change the signs here. So A inverse we found. So the matrix X is equal to A inverse into B. So that means 1 by 4, 2 minus 2 minus 3, 5 into the matrix B. What is the matrix B? 3, 5. 3, 5. Just multiply. So 1 by 4, 6 minus 10, minus 9 plus 25. So it is equal to minus 4 by 4 and 16 by 4. Okay, minus 9 plus 6. That is equal to minus 1 and 4. So the solution is X is equal to minus 1 and Y is equal to 4. Revise exercise 1.3 and 1.4.